A Course in Miracles, Lesson 229. Love, which created me, is what I am. I seek my own identity and find it in these words. Love, which created me, is what I am. Now need I seek no more. Love has prevailed. So still it waited for my coming home, that I will turn away no longer from the holy face of Christ. And what I look upon attests the truth of the identity I sought to lose, but which my Father has kept safe for me. Father, my thanks to you for what I am, for keeping my identity untouched and sinless in the midst of all the thoughts of sin my foolish mind made up. And thanks to you for saving me from them. Amen. You tried to leave your source. What if separation was never possible? Imagine a masterpiece hanging in a museum. Inside the masterpiece is a human figure. One day the figure decides to leave. Not move to another part of the painting, leave the masterpiece, become independent, become something on its own. So the figure packs a suitcase and starts walking toward the edge of the canvas, step after step. And the masterpiece does nothing. It does not block the road. It does not send guards. It does not grab the figure and pull it back. It does not warn the figure that something terrible is about to happen. It simply hangs there, still. Because every step the figure takes is paint. The shoes are paint. The suitcase is paint. The road is paint. The horizon is paint. The body trying to leave is paint. Even the thought that says, I am getting farther away, is happening in paint. The masterpiece does not have to prevent the figure from leaving. Leaving was never an available possibility. Lesson 229 begins with a search for identity, then almost immediately gives the identity that was supposedly being searched for. Love, which created me, is what I am. Created by love, made of love. Still what love created. So what exactly is being sought? The painted figure can walk for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. It can measure how far it has traveled, write books about the journey, tell stories about how long it has been away, build an entire identity around being lost. But every mile is still painted inside the masterpiece. Nothing has actually crossed the frame. Nothing has entered some territory where the masterpiece is absent. There is no outside location available to the figure. Then comes the line, "Now need I seek no more." Of course, the search only made sense while identity was assumed to be somewhere else. The figure was searching for the very substance making the search possible. Paint looking for paint, inside the painting. Then comes another curious line. Love has prevailed. Prevailed over what? What was love competing against? Where was the opponent? What stood outside love with enough reality to challenge it? Nothing. The masterpiece never fought the figure. The masterpiece never defeated the figure. The masterpiece never had to reclaim territory. There was no territory outside the masterpiece to reclaim. The figure imagined a contest while remaining completely inside what supposedly had an opponent. The struggle was painted. The rebellion was painted. The distance was painted. The victory over love was painted. And love remained exactly what it was. Then comes that beautiful word, still. So still it waited for my coming home. Still. The masterpiece did not pace the museum, wondering where the figure had gone. It did not send out a search party. It did not wonder whether the figure would ever return. It remained still because the figure had never actually gone anywhere. The figure could experience movement, but movement inside the masterpiece was not movement outside the masterpiece. The figure could experience distance, but distance painted on the canvas was not separation from the canvas. The figure could turn away, and that is exactly what the lesson says. I will turn away no longer from the holy face of Christ. Turning away. Now that can happen. A figure can face the other direction. A figure can stare toward a dark corner. A figure can refuse to look at what has always been present. But turning away is not leaving. Orientation is not separation. The figure turned its face, then mistook a change in direction for a change in reality. And from there, an entirely different identity could be painted. The abandoned one, the guilty one, the frightened one, the wounded one, the successful one, the failure, the sinner, the seeker. Layer after layer, paint over paint, until the figure believes the added layers are what it is. Yet the original masterpiece remains underneath every addition, untouched. That word sits near the center of lesson 229, untouched and sinless, not damaged and repaired, not corrupted and purified, not destroyed and rebuilt, untouched. The figure can paint mud across its clothing, paint scars across its face, paint chains around its wrists, paint darkness across the sky, paint an entire world in which it appears cut off from everything that gave it existence. But none of those additions alter the masterpiece beneath them. They are additions inside it. The identity the figure tried to lose remained safe. Not because somebody found it later, not because it was restored after disappearing, because it never became something else. Then the lesson speaks of the foolish mind making up thoughts of sin. Made up. That changes everything. The figure did not discover damage in the masterpiece. It painted damage onto the masterpiece. It did not discover separation. It painted separation. It did not discover guilt. It painted guilt, and then forgot where the paint came from. Now the painted chains look real. The painted distance looks real. The painted exile looks real. The painted separate self looks real. And the figure begins praying to be rescued from a place it never entered. Yet the lesson gives thanks for being saved from those thoughts, from them, from what was made up. The masterpiece does not need to rescue the figure from an actual world outside the canvas. It reveals that the imagined outside was part of the painting all along. The figure thought it had escaped. Every escape route was paint. The figure thought it had changed what created it. Every attempted change was paint. The figure thought it had become something love did not create. That identity was paint too. And beneath every layer, love which created me is what I am. Still, untouched, safe. The masterpiece never prevented the escape. The escape was impossible before the first step was taken. So if every road away from Source still exists only within Source, where exactly could separation ever happen? A Course in Miracles. Lesson 229. Love which created me is what I am. I seek my own identity and find it in these words. Love which created me is what I am. Now need I seek no more. Love has prevailed. So still it waited for my coming home, that I will turn away no longer from the holy face of Christ. And what I look upon attests the truth of the identity I sought to lose, but which my Father has kept safe for me. Father, my thanks to you for what I am, for keeping my identity untouched and sinless in the midst of all the thoughts of sin my foolish mind made up. And thanks to you for saving me from them. Amen.